Always investigating. 7 News asking questions after an outbreak of gastrointestinal illness forces doctors to close one of the buildings in the Children's Hospital complex. 7 News reporter Lance Hernandez learning new details about the scope of the infection. And Lance, dozens of people have become ill.
We're talking about patients and staff, Ann. Now, the outbreak began 2 or 3 weeks ago in that building behind me, the Gary Pavilion, which houses an inpatient child and adolescent psychiatry program. It is the second time in 2 years there has been an outbreak there.
This sign on the front door of the Gary Pavilion explains the problem.
We've had staff and patients with vomiting and diarrhea for the past couple of weeks.
As the number of infections increased without let-up, Children's began a graduated closing of the pavilion. The patients who are not infected are being treated in limited numbers in other buildings on campus. We are told that the infection has not spread to the main hospital. I asked why we're seeing a second outbreak in the pavilion.
Our setting in behavioral health is very much a community family-related area where you have kitchens and living rooms, and so it's very easy to spread infections within that environment. So we have, dozens of people who have been sick, and as soon as they're sick, they go home, and we've also done extensive screening of everyone who's coming into the building, as well as all our staff members.
Dr. Christine Nyquist says work crews are deep cleaning all surfaces with bleach. Even the carpeting is being cleaned with hydrogen peroxide.
Now, there was an outbreak of norovirus in that same building back in 2011. They had a graduated closing back then, too. The decision to close is the hospitals. Now, Tri-County health officials tell me they generally don't order a quarantine themselves unless it involves a disease like pandemic flu or measles, diseases which are more likely to lead to death. Now, the people who are getting sick with this intestinal bug are generally sent home to recover on their own. That generally only takes about 2 or 3 days. Live in Denver or Aurora, Lance Hernandez, 7 News.